From in-game calculators to trading gems, here are 25 features that Growtopia needs. First up, imagine a set selector for your avatars so you can save entire outfits, clothes, wings, hats, etc. as sets. The menu will give you 2 free slots and you can unlock more with 5,000 gems. Custom colored verification badges. If you're a content creator on YouTube or Twitch, how cool would it be to have a red YouTube badge or purple Twitch badge next to your name? It won't affect gameplay at all, but just kind of looks cool. What do you think? Have you ever had to pull out a calculator in real life to calculate trades? Well, now with the in-game calculator, you can calculate the ratios, world locks to gems, how many seeds you need to grow a farm, all inside the game. Big traders and farm builders would love this, and it could even help with puzzle or building projects. And it's all accessible in the player wrench profile. Have you ever needed to text someone who's offline? Maybe you wanted to buy their items or buy their world? Well, this is the built-in messaging platform. You can open the text messenger and send messages to your friends. So then when they are online, they can reply back to you, ensuring seamless communication between you two. What do you think? Growtopia feel more connected? Are you ever in a parkour and you just don't know how much HP you have left? How about we add a health bar above the heads or somewhere visible? A visible health bar can help you determine how much health you have left. But how about healing yourself? Introducing the health potion. For 5,000 gems, it will give you 100 health points, similar to in dungeons, but in the normal game. Next up, let's break some blocks. We have the Rayman Fist right now that breaks 4 blocks at a time. But what if we had tiers, like a mini Rayman that only breaks 2 blocks at a time, or a golden Rayman that breaks 6 blocks at a time? The golden one can be crafted using some special recipe with golden heart crystals maybe, and the smaller one could be made by crafting or maybe even a legendary item itself. Of course, Rayman items are incredibly overpowered, so this would definitely bring controversy into the game. What do you think? Would this be way too overpowered? When you punch a normal small lock or huge lock, you can see the last time they played. However, this does not show on world locks. How about adding the last played, how many days, to the world lock so you can see if the world owner is active or if they got banned or quit. In addition to that, inactive locks break after 180 days, but world locks stay forever. How about adding some sort of decaying system to the world lock? Let's say after 1,000 days of no owner activity, that you can break the world lock. This is a controversial one. Charging $5 to create a Grow ID. This is a joke from my old video. But what if this was real and this could solve the bot program? The thinking is to stop bot farm accounts by making bots pay a small fee. On one hand, bots and spam are a huge problem, but even a tiny barrier helps. But on the other hand, Growtopia is a free-to-play game. Would you want to pay to just play? Casual players might be turned off, and if one login is $5, what if hackers steal accounts? They could waste your money pretty easily. It's a double-edged sword. More security versus accessibility. The next few ideas are by Wenner GT. Major shout out to him. Check him out in the description below. Moving on to shopping. How about a multi-buy option in the gem store? Instead of clicking a seed packet 20 times, maybe you could buy a pack of 10 or 20 seeds at a time with a single click. It would save so much time, and you can input how many you want to buy in the small box. There's really no downside, but just speeds up the shopping experience. Because of course we know the pain of buying shop packs again and again and again. Speaking of shop items, remember you can get 5% off all Growtopia purchases using my link and code below. Thank you, and it supports my channel. Let's talk about worlds. If you hit new world, you will always get a simple flat layout. But what if we had better world generation with better terrain, caves, and more vegetation? Imagine entering a world and there's hills. You can see a beautiful background with grass, bushes, and mountains and caves. The downside might be technical, more data to generate and more lag on load. But other games have very neat procedural terrain, like Minecraft, Terraria, so maybe Growtopia could have its own twist on that. Browsing worlds is clunky too. What if we filtered the world list by current players and star rating? You can see worlds with 100 plus people or ones that are only rated 5 stars by the community. This is huge for event hopping or finding popular hangouts. Right now, you can scroll and only hope to see something good. A filter and sort option would turn off casino worlds into a breeze. Hopefully. The only worry is that it might reveal too much popularity dynamics and kill off smaller community worlds. A fun one for creators, let's link our social media profiles in-game. Imagine clicking on someone's name and seeing links to their Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. If you want to be discovered, you might share your YouTube tutorials. But what's the risk? It could become a spam billboard if people abuse it, or a way for scammers to post phishing links. But if moderated, it could be a nice social badge. What do you think? Also, can we talk about the world/start menu? It's functional, but it's kind of stale. What if we gave it a fresh interface with better navigation, and it would be awesome? What do you think of the design? It's pretty cool, eh? Here's a trader's dream, a price history graph for vending machine trades. Say you're selling Thanksgiving bells. A chart showing the price over the last 10 times someone sold or bought would pop up. It's like watching the stock market for your items. This transparency would help everyone see trends to see if it's a good time to sell, is a crash coming, and it definitely empowers buyers and sellers with information. Of course, the con of this is hardcore manipulators might try to game the graph, but honestly, we already have a scam and black market risks. This at least brings clarity. As for casual players, it's neat data, but if a bit arcane. Would a little graph make Growtopia feel more like Wall Street or more like a helpful tool? Speaking of gems, how about a gem jar item, a special container you can craft or buy to store and trade gems? Right now, gems are only buyable and not tradable, but a jar can change that. You can fill the jar with gems and then trade that with other people. This would be huge. Suddenly, gems can become a tradable currency. Big benefit for giving or splitting profits with friends or running tournaments with gem prizes. But of course, it's also scary as it adds inflation risk and scams. Of course, there's legal issues for this as well. On a different note, what if you can appeal a ban right from the game? For a lot of people who get banned, it might be hard to access support. The new appeal ban button would appear, and upon clicking that will take you right to support to appeal your ban if it's false. Here's a cool way for moderators to punish players. They can input the username and then put an optional reason, and then the punishment type and duration. This is a cool design made by Wenner. What do you think? Security time. Maybe it's finally time to ditch the old email codes, advanced account protection, with the use of an authenticator app. Many players know that apps like Google Authenticator give faster and arguably safer two-factor authentication codes than email. A built-in mobile authenticator would let us scan a QR code and have time-based codes to type in. It sounds like the modern standard for game accounts. Benefit: even if a hacker has your password, they need your phone. Downside: it's another step to log in. But come on, if it saves an account, I think it's worth it. Would you trade a little bit more setup for peace of mind, or is AAP email fine for now? Here's a small but nitpicky idea. Oftentimes, I'm given the wrong flag in Growtopia, but here we can change our country flag and change it to the correct flag. So for example, if we want a flag in Canada versus the United States, then I can select Canada. Of course, it would cause confusion for people who would change their country flag to somewhere else than they actually live. What do you think? For those of us who own providers, we know the pain of having to access our friends to harvest the cow. But what if we made it public for anyone to harvest? They can't actually break the provider, but every time they punch it, it does drop the item. Guild chat can be awesome to communicate with your guild mates. So what if we made a special guild chat box inside the guild so we can talk to all the guild mates at the same time? Lock customization. A lot of the times we can't control where we lock the areas, but what if we can draw custom lock zones? We can click the plus to add that to the zone or minus to remove that from the zone. Would this be helpful? How about giving someone temporary permissions? For example, you can grant a friend permission to access your world for 10 days or 5 hours or 10 seconds. Oftentimes, when we give friends access to help build a project, maybe they won't remove it after, so this ensures better security. What if we could lock an item in our inventory with a password so we don't accidentally drop them, recycle, or trade them? We can put our own password, and when we want to unlock the item, we have to put the password again. Which idea is your favorite? And let me know in the comments. Thank you and see you again.